I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but to me, it seems like Miami is a much worse matchup for Philly than Boston is because I saw Adebayo guarded Joel well down the stretch, like with no help, right?
Yep.
Like and then to your point, they have nothing for Jimmy Butler. They don't have anything for Jimmy Butler.
He's in
So
their
to
heads
me, the
too.
Heat is the team that if I were Philly, I would try to avoid at all costs in a 7 game series. Whereas with Boston, I get that they have had success against them, but I can't imagine. I mean, I can't imagine Doc Rivers wouldn't want a matchup as good as Al Horford is, smart as Al Horford is. He wouldn't want 7 games of Al Horford trying to guard Joel Embiid. Like, I can't imagine he wouldn't want that. I mean, what am I missing there?
No, I think you are right, Da, in that the way I've kind of looked at these last two games, both one possession losses for the Sixers. I thought that Boston game was a good loss, and that I thought they played well, and I thought, like you said, they showed some good things, and the big thing that they showed is that Horford has been Joel's kryptonite for his entire career, and not only was he the kryptonite, 2017, 2018, guarding him in Boston, making threes against him. He even guarded him better when he was the power forward on the Sixers for
He
one
was a
year. Like,
kryptonite as a
yeah.
teammate.
Yeah, that was Embiid's worst year. The Sixers were horrible that year. It was like a spacing catastrophe. It was like, they had nobody who could shoot that year. And yeah, he can still do the 3-point shooting thing. But I agree with you in that I watched that game and said, he's got nothing for Joel. Joel shot, what was the number? 18, 20 free throws, something
Yeah.
on that
I
number.
mean, I
And
think that's a problem. Like, in the playoffs, especially.
And I know people say the playoffs, the whistle gets a little tighter. I don't know, man. Like they were hammering him at the end of that game. They really didn't have a lot for him. And Joel got better at double teams over the past few years. Like he reads those better. Yeah, there might be the occasional time where, Jason Tatum or Marcus Smart flying at him would cause him a little trouble, but he's a lot better at that now. I think he only had 2 or 3 turnovers the other night. If he's doing that against Boston while scoring 40 plus points, it's a problem. And I agree with you in that it's a tough matchup for the Sixers, but they don't really have that answer. Robert Williams has never been able to guard him either. He's not the answer. He's just not big enough. There's like, I always say this thing with Joel, like it's like an amusement park roller coaster ride. You must be this big to ride or whatever. And Robert Williams, he just doesn't have the heft. Like he's an awesome player. So that was a good loss. The Miami one was bad though. It's like you said, their late game execution stunk. Joel didn't get good shots against Bam. Bam is tough too because you can switch on to Harden, and
Yeah, I
I think
mean,
Harden
Bam's
is
defensively is a load now. He's a problem defensively, and that like you and I don't mean I'm not being denigrating Miami. They foul every play, and they just don't call it because you can't. And it's like the Knicks. They foul every play, and that's what they do. And the refs won't call it, so you get frustrated. I understand that, but they do guard you. Like you don't get easy stuff against them. And I looked at that and went, that
it
that's not going to
it
work for Philly.
it's very well could be a first round series though if the Knicks keep
Yeah.
winning this games. That could be the 3-6 very easily. So yeah, it's tough. And I mean, Eric Spoelstra has had a lot of success against the Sixers over his career. That'd be a big Doc Rivers series where he would be under the microscope for sure. Yeah, that would definitely be a hard one, man. Like I think hopefully they would just get enough stops to get out of that series. But I'm sure amongst these teams, the Knicks, the Nets, all of these teams, maybe the Hawks, that could match up with them in the first round. I think the Heat would probably be their last choice. They don't want to see that. Just because of that game. It's going to be slow, half court, and it's even if they get by it, I don't think it's going to be a lot of fun.